They don't have circle because it's actually much better than what you have. The Mercedes plans there. They should name that the M plan, but that plan, if something is too good to be true, it usually goes away. And that's really what's happening with the F. If you are Medicare eligible by January 1st of this year, meaning you're 65, you can get in and sign up for the F plan, okay? If you're not 65 by 1/1/20, they're closing that plan to new folks. Now, I'll say a couple things. If you want it, get in and jump in it, stay in it. It's great. But as an actuary, I'll tell you my concerns. If you don't have young people coming in, there is potential, and some people are projecting this, that plan could incur higher costs on the road because you don't have younger people coming in. The G plan is going to be the new F. G for great. I'm really creative when it comes to acronyms. The difference between the G and the F is a $185 deductible. That's it. And typically the G plan is $300 or $400 a year cheaper than the F. So you do the math. I'd rather have something that costs me $400 cheaper on the year, and I only have to pay $185 deductible all day long. And I know there's younger retirees coming in that are going to stabilize that market. So I think Rich is going to steer you towards that. I took a hard look at the G. I don't like to steer anybody because the whole point of the benefit counselor working with you is they're going to look at your particular situation. But you sign up for the G plan, and I think you can't go wrong. Yeah.
Is there a maximum that we pay out of pocket? Right now, everybody's certain out of pocket. I don't have any more copay. Does this have a cap where we stop paying copay?
I'm going to take a shot at this. I'm going to ask Rich to make sure I answered it right. But she asked, are there any out-of-pocket maximums that these healthcare plans, today your plan probably has an out-of-pocket max, so if you go to the doctor 100 times and it costs you $20, you hit that maximum, the plan pays all. First of all, the supplements don't have an out-of-pocket max. They just pay it all, right? Your Medicare Advantage plans will have an out-of-pocket max, similar to what you have today. But again, I think you guys are such a well-funded health reimbursement account, you're probably going to gravitate towards the supplements. And if you're on an F and a G, everything's covered. So you don't have to worry about that max. That's a good question. Yes?
How about the mental health coverage that we have? Does that stay the same or will that fall under? So we still have that part, even with it, we'll still have that card sent to us wherever what?
Any more questions? Yeah.
I take Plan G. I read down here in the bottom, it says it's comparable to Blue Cross Blue Shield, high option, which I have now. Who underwrites it? Who's the insurance company? Is it going to be Blue Cross Blue Shield or who?
Excellent question. So the man asked, I look at the fine print, it says the plan G and N are comparable, and I think there's a typo, the G is much better than what you have. The N plan is probably comparable to what you have. He said, who underwrites that? Blue Cross Blue Shield? And that is, the answer is, number one, there is no underwriting for anybody in this room when you go to sign up. And that's because what something is called a special enrollment period is created. When you drop, when Mercedes drops coverage, you lose coverage, and you're able to go in and buy these plans, underwriting is forgone when you first enter in. Just like when you turn 65, it's called a guaranteed issue or special enrollment period.
So it's no insurance company paying the bills, is what I'm saying. I don't tell my doctor I got Blue Cross Blue Shield. I don't.
It's a different company.
Yeah, so it would be the individual company that you select is going to decide what the initial
But
price is.
it may or may not be Blue Cross Blue Shield.
It may or may not be Blue Cross. Let's talk about the Alabama Blue Cross. So for Alabama Blue Cross, you're going to see that they're not part of our exchange, but we are in talks with them. We approached them this summer, and we're very close to potentially having them as an offering going forward. Secondly, I was concerned about that before I came down here, and one of the gentlemen in the back room had me look at this. I looked at the plans F and G, and they particularly, the Blue Cross Blue Shield plans were actually slightly more expensive than the Humanas and the Mutual of Omaha's. So I would have been concerned if the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama plans were much cheaper than everything we have to offer, but the plans that we have offered to you are going to actually be cheaper than the Blue Cross Blue Shield plans of Alabama. Yeah.
You would pay that amount plus your 135 this year.
Correct.
So that's
yeah, you would still pay your Part B premium, and you get reimbursed for that through your HRA, but you would have to pay that's right.
Reimbursed for that every year, and they send us a check. Is that now gonna be going into the kitty? They send us a check.
So the 4,500 would be your starting point, and you would draw, as you incur Part B premiums, as you would pay for your insurance company, Rich is gonna get into this, you would apply for a reimbursement out of that 4,500 that would be taken out of there for your Part B, for your insurance premium, those types of things. Yes?
Do you anticipate the Blue Cross Blue Shield negotiations to be done in time for us?
They won't be in time for this annual enrollment period.
So next year, will they be available for us, or once we're out, we're out?
No, so, I can't promise anything, we're gonna talk to them, but potentially, and Rich is gonna talk to this, Medicare supplements, when you enroll in a Medicare supplement plan, you typically can't jump from year to year. If you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, every open enrollment season, you can change plans. So if you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, it's possible that a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan of Alabama might be available down the road. But like I said, the F and the G, if you're picking those, you likely wouldn't pick the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan because Humana, Mutual of Omaha, for example, and Tuscaloosa, I know are both cheaper than the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. I do want to give Rich time yet.
So you're saying the F and G, they're possibly through Humana?
You're possibly through Humana.
Okay, well, in Humana, a lot of doctors don't accept Humana, and a lot of doctors don't approve.
No, so for the Medicare supplement plan, as long as your doctor accepts Medicare, and that's the last study I looked at, 92% of doctors and hospitals accept Medicare. It's a huge population, they accept them, then they're gonna accept Humana. They're not gonna look to see, are you in a Humana plan? They're gonna look to see you're enrolled in a Medicare supplement plan F or G, and they're gonna accept it, as long as they accept Medicare. It has nothing to do with the insurance company at that point. Mhm.
And she told me to stay away from Humana.
Yeah, and maybe they're probably talking about the Humana Medicare Advantage plans, because those are network plans, but if you buy a Humana supplement product, that's completely different.
How many other companies are available besides Humana?
So we work with more than 60 insurance companies around the country, and in this area, you're probably gonna see more than 10 in Tuscaloosa.
But they're not gonna be Blue Cross.
They're not gonna be Blue Cross. And here's the expert, he's gonna train you on Medicare, he's gonna train you on the different products, and he does this all day long, every day, working with retirees. His name is Rich, and I'm gonna be around, yeah.
Okay, you said that there's not gonna be more Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay, like my husband, he's under 65. So, you said a little while ago, if there's no changes, we won't have to do anything. Well, won't he have to pick another insurance company?
So on the pre-65, not changing. If he's in the Blue Cross Blue Shield, and he's not Medicare eligible, he stays in the plan he's in. It's the Medicare eligible people will not be in the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. Yeah,
Right, I'm free, but my
Yeah.
husband is covered.
yeah,
So he won't be Blue Cross Blue Shield eligible anymore.
Correct.
Through Medicare,
right,
but I'll still be.
correct.
So we're gonna have to pick something for him.
And that's what Rich and his team are gonna do. He's gonna call in and he's gonna find them the plan. You're gonna continue doing what you've been doing until you turn 65. All right, I thought so.
I think I'm hooked up. Can you hear me? You stole all my thunder, I don't have any. You spoke about a lot of the things I speak about. But quick introduction, my name is Richard, my last name is Brocklehurst. I'm a senior benefit counselor for Mercer Marketplace. And just a little bit about me, we have a couple of things in common. One of them is obvious. I am called a senior benefit counselor, but I'm also a senior. I think they bring me out here because I have a lot of the same gray hair that you folks do. And I'm also a Medicare beneficiary. I also have Medicare Part A already. I don't need Medicare Part B for 3 years. Yeah, so why do it? And the other thing that we have in common is I love Mercedes. It's on my bucket list. I haven't made it yet. Does the neighbor have something that's AMG on the front of the car?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one I want?
My mom.
So we have a couple of things in common. A little bit more about me and my background. I started my career out of college as a pharmaceutical sales rep for a decade or two. And in the last 3 decades, I've been in financial services, insurance, health insurance. The last 7 years, specifically helping people with their Medicare health plan choices, transitioning from group plans usually to individual plans. In the last 5 years of those 7, specifically with Mercer. And this has been the most rewarding part of my career because with Mercer, unlike the previous 2 years with the Medicare outfit I was with, that was a sales job. So I wasn't so much concerned about the people I was talking to, it was really just getting things done. With Mercer, I want you to know, when we speak to people, we really try to figure out what is best for you, what are your concerns, try and take the worry away, transition you from your current place, having a group retirement corporate plan, which you really haven't had to think about too much, I suppose, over the years, and guide you smoothly, effortlessly, and stressfully, if that's a word, as possible. So in the 5 years that I've been here, I've probably helped close to 1,000 people. And of those 1,000 people, most of them are just like you. They're in a plan. In Alabama Blue Cross is an example. People have had that plan for a number of years, haven't had to think about it, and now they've changed. It's like, gee, I can't have that anymore. Well, that's a stressor right there. The other is the unknown factor. What does it cost? How is this going to affect me? How is it going to affect my pocketbook? How am I going to get into this? How am I going to get reimbursed? All those questions. When I talk to people for the first time on the phone, there's a level of anxiety, frustration, sometimes a little bit of anger. By the time that I get done with somebody, either at the end of the first call, which is usually an hour and 15 minutes of consultation, or maybe on the second call, almost everybody is happy with their choices. Find that they're almost always better off than where they started. But the issue is, trust me, trust us, will guide you through that, get you to a good place. That's what I as a benefit counselor do, and that's what everybody that is there is on the same page trying to get done. Here comes the exciting part. This is Medicare education. This first slide, it's important to know a little bit about Medicare, particularly Medicare Part A and Part B, because the plans that you'll eventually be looking at are either based off of Medicare, in other words, paying secondarily to Medicare, or actually there'll be plans, Medicare Advantage plans, that actually would use, and I'll get to this, in lieu of Medicare. But that's like the second or third slide. So Medicare, it's a federal subsidized health insurance program, yes. It's for how do you qualify? You have to be age 65 or older, have been a legal permanent resident for 5 years or more. Some folks with disability will be eligible for Medicare if you've been on disability for 2 years, and under 65. Folks with renal failure, folks with Lou Gehrig's disease, all qualify. So that's how you qualify. And these terms here, Medicare Part A, B, C, D, we'll review those terms and supplement plans, which Mike and Christian was calling Medigap plans, to sit on this term. We'll be talking about that. You'll notice, how's this pointing left? Oh. So this is the card that you folks all have had until a year or two ago. And hopefully you all have gotten the card when they've changed the ID. The ID, just so you know, that after January this year, you'll no longer be taking any correspondence, any inquiries based off your own, which is your social security number. And typically the letter A or B, maybe T, D, whatever. So So I assume we all have, you see what somebody said? Yes. I'm sorry, say it?
I didn't understand what you were saying that last part.
Oh, I wanted to say something earlier. So I am from the Northeast. So don't stop me. No, what I was saying is that a number of you may have had Medicaid cards for a while, for a long time. And they always had as your identifier a social security number, not a letter. But they made a transition, the government did, Medicare did, to, because of, stealing people's information, to a set of numbers and codes that don't even make sense to me, there's no logic to them. So probably everybody in here, the card that you have in your pocket, or whatever, has that new number. So, and what I did say is after January 1st, the card with the social security number will no longer be accepted. Currently, you can use both of them. Just really quickly, some folks, I'll talk to them, and I say, do you have Medicare or Medicaid? Yeah, I guess I got Medicaid. The thing is, they really don't. They just confuse the names. Medicaid is particularly low income, low asset type individuals, health insurance, it's a combination of federal and state subsidies. So just to distinguish the two. So the 4 parts of Medicare, all these letters, right? A, B, C, D, supplement plan, F, something gets confusing, but original Medicare, right here, is made up of what you can see on the card, Medicare Part A and Part B. You see right on the card, it says Medicare Part A, it'll say hospital. So Medicare Part A is hospital insurance coverage, inpatient hospital insurance coverage, or skilled nursing facility coverage, some home health, some hospice here, fall under there. But interestingly, it's 25% of the people in this country who are Medicare, there's 60 million of them, subsist on just Medicare alone. They don't have Medicare in a corporate plan, or Medicare and Medicaid, or Medicare in a supplement plan. And the issue is deductibles. And it's a big fat deductible issue if you go to the hospital, $1,300, $1,364. Medicare Part B, and again, this is called original Medicare, says doctor medical insurance, but that's really your outpatient services. Doctor office visits, medical outpatient tests, labs, CAT scans, MRIs. Most things outpatient fall under that. In durable medical equipment, so your walkers, your canes, whatever, all fall under that. Well, same thing, if you're on Medicare Part B alone, it's okay, but you have an initial deductible, Christian mentioned, of $185. It's a once-a-year deductible, beginning of the year. And then after that, it's an 80-20 plan. You pay 80%, you pay 20% of what Medicare allows, and Medicare pays 80%. And the worst part of all that is there is no cap. There's no cap. That 20% can be crazy, can be totally out of hand. So it's Medicare alone. Medicare Part C we'll talk about, and Medicare Part C are Medicare Advantage plans. That's just, they have to meet certain requirements and standards, but Medicare Advantage plans, these are like HMOs or PPOs. So I'll get more into that and how they work and how they differ from supplement plans. And then Medicare Part D came into effect in 2006, but essentially it's the government said if you're eligible for Medicare, you should have prescription coverage as well. Because a very, very large portion of Medicare beneficiaries do not. So they kind of become into that. So this slide goes in a little bit into Medicare Advantage plans. Medicare Advantage plans, some specifics about them that they have to follow. One is that this first one, I mentioned it briefly. But if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, it's important to know that plan, your coverage is no longer provided by Medicare. You have to prepay the Medicare Part B, but your coverage for the term that you're in the plan, all your coverage and benefits are provided by the private insurance company, whomever, Humana, sort of Blue Cross, Aetna. And a lot of people don't know that. No, you might as well put your Medicare card in the top drawer. However, the government deems that these supplement plans, I mean, these Medicare Advantage plans have to offer at least the same benefits as original Medicare, Medicare Part A and Part B. But they'll also, typically you'll see they also will have added coverage like prescription drug coverage. When you go to the pharmacy, outpatient prescription drug coverage. Or maybe dental coverage, routine dental, routine vision, because that's not included under Medicare alone. And then we call these pay-as-you-go plans. These are called pay-as-you-go plans. You'll see later, and Christian addressed it, that the premiums on Medicare Advantage plans are quite low. Some of them don't cost $0 premium. Some in this area, I think we've seen as high as $85, which is relatively low. But as you use services, you're going to pay. You go to the doctor's office, you get a copay. You go to a specialist, a copay. You go to a hospital, you got a bigger copay. Most things you do, except preventive services, which by law have to be at no cost if you go to an in-network doctor, you pay as you go. The only savings grace on that is somebody asked earlier over here about maximum out-of-pocket. Medicare Advantage plans do have a maximum out-of-pocket limit. We're getting this message. You see it? Oh, who's Nancy? I don't know. But the maximum out-of-pocket limit, yes, you got a plan, it's a low-cost plan. You're going to have out-of-pocket costs, but you have a cap. And the cap is typically $6,700 for what they call an HMO plan. HMO plan, I'll get to that. It's an in-network plan, or sometimes even $10,000. And in that last group, it's just to recognize that one insurance company's plan may have a different network of providers than a plan from a different insurance company. They're not all the same. Medicare supplement plans. So Medicare supplement plans, when you talk to a benefit counselor, it really comes down to this in my mind, is that once you go through what your needs are, what you're looking for, you have two choices. Well, actually, you have three choices, but two practical choices. The first choice, some people do like Medicare alone. That's not appropriate. You won't be able to get reimbursed for anything. But that's one choice in the real world. Another choice is to get what you call a Medicare Advantage plan, which I just explained a little bit about. I'll explain more. Or your third choice, instead of those two, to get your medical coverage. Your medical coverage, those services covered by Medicare Part A and Part B, you can get a Medicare supplement plan. Well, Medicare supplement plans, they just as well, I believe, Medicare for you folks, Medicare is your underlying coverage. But Medicare has these deductibles that I briefly touched on, and these co-insurances that I briefly touched on. Well, the Medicare supplement plan is designed, in fact, that's why they call them Medigap plans, to actually step in and pay for those out-of-pocket costs that Medicare doesn't. So they call them Medicare, in fact, right now there's 10 of them, A through N. But the ones that we focus on the most are plans F and G. Christian mentioned F and G. You're running out of time? You getting it?
Yeah, you're doing good. No, keep going.
Sorry. So the message about supplement plans is this. If you pick either a plan F or a plan G, after speaking with benefit counselors, deem that to be what you need. For your medical services, you'll either have eliminated your out-of-pocket costs totally, that's a plan F, or the plan G, the only out-of-pocket cost you'll have is what they call Medicare Part B deductible, which is $185 this year. It might be $197 next year. And the great plans. One reason people have
Okay, for a hospital, $1,300 some dollars.
no, that's perfect. Good, perfect time question. Yep. So you have Medicare supplement plan. What happens? Medicare pays their share, and then the supplement plan will pay the deductible that's due. of $1,364. It's seamless, really. The person almost never, the patient almost never gets any bill. Almost never gets any bill.
You have to pay for an extra plan, if you're the supplement plan, do you have to have something extra and pay for the bill?
Yeah. So it's another slide, that's another slide, let me talk about that, this is important. So Christian reviewed briefly what a Plan G plan costs and a Plan F costs. Well, the average cost of a Medicare prescription drug plan in this country is $33. I think Christian cited on one of his charts $20 up to $90. One of the jobs in the benefit council when you call is they ask you a lot of questions, including what medications you take, how often you take them, etc. And the 14 plans that are available for you folks in this area, in the state, the benefit council using software will determine which of the plans will have the lowest total out-of-pocket cost for you. Because some plans may have a low premium or not handle the medications very well in terms of co-pays, or some plans may be just the opposite. Without the software, we could only talk to one person a day. But the analysis, again, I'm running short on time, I'm going to stop. But the analysis is quite complex. Benefit council can get you to an endpoint, or if the 14 plans, they can tell you for this year, under the medications that you take, the most cost-effective plan is X. And the reason is, so if you want to enroll in that, we'll help you enroll. Keep in mind, every year you can change your prescription drug plan. No questions asked. The reason I mention that, if your medications change during the year, there's an open enrollment period between October 15th and December 7th, the Medicare Part D plans.
So you have to wait for the open enrollment plan to change your drug plan?
So change your Part D drug plan. Yep. So, yes, sir?
I still don't understand the prescription. Okay, I'm on insulin from Japan. And I don't know whether the company is paying for it over your care or we have to pay it ourselves. So if I go to, can we order it through the mail?
You can order it through the mail. I don't know about,
What flavorings right now?
yeah, all these things, I mentioned 14, but all the prescription drug plans that we represent all have a mail order program for,
We have to put out the money out front and then be reimbursed?
yes,
So is it yes?
yes. Well,
I mean, like my insulin's $800 a year.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have that, I mean, I want, I don't have that kind of money.
Well, you get reimbursed for the premium for the plan. Right? But right now, you pay out of pocket for the insulin, $40. And what,
But if you're here,
I don't know.
first,
Yeah, but you get, the insulin is many different types.
and so we
Go
will,
here, you know, they got one here with a type.
Yeah, one. When they get through buzzing,
That's a deal.
yeah, for you, well,
Okay, go ahead.
you said we got about 8 or 10 insurance companies to choose from for this area. Can you provide us with those insurance companies so we can go to I see 4 different doctors. Can I provide them to them, say which one of these companies is gonna pay you, and not take 6 months and they'll send me doctor sending me a bill every month, waiting on the insurance company to pay. And I want that insurance company, I don't give a damn how cheap it is, I want them eliminated from my choice.
Right, and so, can you answer kind of a bottom line answer on that? If you elect what they call a Medicare supplement plan, okay, now that's these plans I'm talking about to pay secondarily to Medicare.
Right.
Right. As long as the provider accepts Medicare, which,
Why don't you run through this slide? Tell him how you decide on what he's gonna pick.
so, this has to do with my function in kind of situation. So, the function of a benefit counselor is when you are in a consultation with one of us on the phone, we ask you a lot of questions, not just about your medications, but also about your doctors, who are your doctors, do they accept Medicare, which is,
Well, they all
They all-
mine
they
accept
all do.
Medicare, but,
Yeah, they all do.
some insurance companies, it's kinda like Obamacare, they were cheap, but when it come time for them to pay up, they didn't pay very well.
and that's true of Medicare Advantage plans, because they're by contract, individual contract with the providers or provider network. It's true of Obamacare.
The Affordable Care Act.
Affordable Care Act.
Right.
So, but we'll get you on the phone, and we'll talk to you, and we'll dive deeply into what you want. You want a plan where all your doctors can be in network, where network is of no concern if you decide to come up to Boston and Surrey. You want a plan like that? We'll figure it out. If you want a plan where you can minimize your low out-of-pocket costs, then you go see your doctor or whatever. Dr. Kunkel asked you that correctly. Of the options, we'll figure it out. If you want to put in, based on your medications, which one, we figure out which one handles your medication better.
Basically, right now, we couldn't make a decision, so we talked to the counselor and go through
Because right now,
everything.
you're looking at, you're in the great unknown. You really don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
can
we
stand up
talked
here
to
and tell
them
you,
and said, I
supplement
think,
plan, you can go wherever you want, medications, we can find plans to work for you. Call us, and we'll set up a consultation. The only thing is at this point, is that when you go run through it with a benefit counselor, at the end, you'll find a plan that works for you, minimizes your out-of-pocket costs, get you the right drug costs, the HRA, which is a reimbursement process, smoothly.
then we need to bounce it against the doctor to make sure he likes what I done picked. If he don't like what I picked, I'm still up such and such a creek without a paddle.
Okay, we've got a ton of information, and I think we're getting into some real specifics. And what I really like is if we could give just five more minutes to finish the information, and then after we're done the information, so no questions during that time, and after that we'll have the Mercer group over here, we'll have the MBSI HR team over there, and then we'll be able to answer lots of questions. And the reason I say that is we got a lot of food over here. We want to have the other part of the retirement piece, which is the mixing and mingling. So if that works for everybody, we'll just finish 5 more minutes of presentation material, and then we'll open it. We'll have questions for set up in the front and the back. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate all the interest in it, and absolutely, I understand it.
Okay. So we get the second most common function and important function that the benefit counselor does, and that you're most interested in, has to do with budget, your budget. And it has to do with the HRA, the health reimbursement account. So you know the numbers substantially. It should be enough to help you get reimbursed for the plans that you pick, plus your Medicare Part B. It should be the bottom line. But this slide is about the process. Somebody said earlier, it has to do with cash flow. It's a simple slide, really. The employer, Mercer sets up, Mercedes sets up your HRA, you know about that. You pay directly the premiums for the plans, health plans, prescription plans, dental or vision plans that you enroll in if you wish through Mercer. And then you submit to Mercer. I'll explain briefly how to submit for reimbursement of the premium, and then you receive the reimbursement directly, typically people pay directly into their checking account. The process, this is real brief, is a tool that will be useful. You should investigate. The benefit counselor will teach you how to do it. We can go online and see your HRA account, what's been paid, how to submit for claims. It's all automated. If you do it confused, it's great. In lieu of that, doing it online, real quick, is that what is reimbursable is the premium for your Medicare health plan, whether it's Medicare Advantage or supplement plans, prescription drug plans, we'll call Part D plan, dental and vision plans that you purchase through Mercer Marketplace 365. Medicare Part D, including what you call income-related adjustment amount, that's if your income is at a particularly high level. And out-of-pocket medical costs, those are reimbursable. I want you to know, because the HRA component is good, you have a really strong benefit, I think, to cover these out-of-pocket costs, these premiums, that after speaking with the benefit council, you'll know, you have very good coverage. We help you with enrollment online, you don't have to go out and do it, we do what we do on the telephone. The HRA process, that kind of, people are wary of it, but it's two basic ways to do it, at the time I want to describe. One is we call it automatic premium reimbursement. This is all in the welcome kit, the benefit council review. The bottom line on that, if you tell your benefit council that you wish to not have to do paperwork ever for premiums for plans that we have a relationship that report directly to us, people paying their premium, you tell them that, and automatically you'll get reimbursed once it's put into effect. It's great, it takes that right off your mind. The only possible downside, sometimes the insurance company may not report to us, right away that you paid the premium. So you could have a delay of 6, 7, 8 weeks even. But if you don't need the money right away, that's really cool. It works so well. The other way, which is also quite easy, is the benefit council will help you walk through it. But there's a form, they call it recurring reimbursement form. It's a simple one-page form. One side is that you put on it what you want to be reimbursed for. Plan X or supplement, Part B plan. You write what you want to be reimbursed for, what the amounts are. And all you have to do when you first enroll, when you get the letter or you get the invoice or the statement that shows specifically what you're paying for that plan, attach it, if you will, to that form. And you can either do it online, you can fax it to Mercer, Solomon Benefit, the welcome care, help me get after. Or you can mail it to a place in Iowa. So once that's established in good order, you'll get reimbursed automatically. There's a schedule for it. They haven't printed out the schedule yet for 2020. But usually it's by Friday, the second full week of the month. I don't know what the schedule is going to hold me to that. Within a relatively short period of time, you get your premium back, which you paid out of the benefit of a $4,500 pool of money. So it works well. It works very well. It's that initial step. The automatic premium reimbursement is just a phone call to us. Let's do it. Or the paperwork involved for the recurring reimbursement, especially if it's typed. Now it's set. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's all set. So you know how to pay. But bottom line on all of this, for the amount of HRA that you folks have, you can, after talking with benefit council, select a plan, go to the supplement plan. We have minimal and no out-of-pocket costs for medical services. We've got a vast choice of prescription drug plans. They cost from $17 to $90. The average is $33. It should cover your medication as well. Medicare Part B is reimbursed through the same process I just described as your premium. And if you have dental and vision, you might want to investigate that, because that's reimbursable too. You set those up for recurring reimbursement. You're all set in, with a 4,500 plus, you're not paying $100 anymore into whatever you have. I don't know that number for a fact, so we said that. But that's what you're contributing now, I suppose. You're not paying anymore. So the amount of money you have to work with, the HRA covers it. So I am rushed. I just want you to realize that with the benefit council, we walk you through all of that and do a smooth transition and get you in the right plan. We're here for a phone call all the time. It's not just that initial step when you get enrolled. You can call. I can call me 2 years later, haven't asked the question. So you're not just being, I got them in the plan and that's it. No, we're here. Service is a big component of what we do for ongoing people. And I'm sorry, I just ran out of time. I just wanted to show you bottom line. Please call. Last slide.
Phone number. Yeah, right there.
Hello.
Yeah.
You see it? That's in your welcome kit. You've got a welcome kit. So there's a phone number to call in and schedule. You can also do it on see this site right here? You can schedule a consultation off that site that's specifically set up for you to schedule consultation. Those are the two most common ways to do it. You do it yourself or call up. And we'd love to help.
I'd like to thank Mercer. You can see the level of expertise they have and how they're able to answer those questions. That's the kind of service you're going to get with the Medicare exchange, and I think that's really a huge benefit for all of you that can really customize the plan for what best suits you. And before we close here, as I mentioned, there'll be lots of time for questions in the front and the back, and we got the Mercer folks staying over and our HR folks as well. But before we just close here, I would like to say there's lots of food over here, and I'd like to thank really Donna as the main person from our team here, Donna McKee, who really set this event up. And Don Burton, Jennifer Jones in the back, also from the HR team. So lots of time to mix and mingle. And with that, we'll close the presentation part, but as I mentioned, lots of time for questions.